SummerSlam is one of the WWE's biggest pay-per-views, but over the years, not everything has gone to plan at the event.
Roman Reigns gonna go all out over the top! Oh my goodness! Oh my God!
For this video, we'll be looking at countless mistakes,
Gentlemen, as you know, the Ultimate Warrior. Fuck it.
blunders,
Look at this. Fatal mistake. Down he goes.
and things that weren't meant to happen at the so-called biggest party of the summer.
I couldn't get them off, so I had to crawl into the ring and get someone to cut them.
Today, we highlight SummerSlam's worst botches and bloopers.
And Shawn changes gear in midair and lands right next to him and screams, "Move!" Kicks him. "Move, asshole," or dumb or whatever.
First, we'll look at instances where a wrestler didn't quite get all of it when attempting a move or offense. In some cases, the wrestler may not actually get any of it, and yet the opponent and announcers still sell the impact.
Holds came off in a right-handed JBL. The long holds came off. Cena going for the springboard stunner, and he just barely caught him. Didn't get all of it. Went for the kick. I don't know if he got all of it.
He caught him right in the ear.
Moonsault! And now across the ring, running headbutt by Sikoa. I don't think he got all of it. No. And now Dawkins and Botches forward to Casey. Completely missed the ladder, which probably saved him.
Stone Cold was seeing stars in 1998 during an incident in his match with The Undertaker. We'll get into more detail about that later, but first we'll look at the aftermath, where Austin struggled to hit his patented stunner due to the injury.
It's unmatched anyway. Austin was looking for a stunner.
Ric Flair had a crisis of confidence in 2002, which meant he wasn't at his best between the ropes. Case in point, when he had trouble performing his signature turnbuckle spot.
Taking a page out of Flair's book. Uh-oh, look out here. Flair upside down.
It's 2016 now, and we see some good improvisation from both Sasha Banks and the commentators after a botched backstabber. Charlotte, on the other hand, still bumps as if she'd been hit with the maneuver.
Calling it audible, and look at, she went for the backstabber, but I think her back gave out, guys, and she wasn't able to get it.
In 2022, Rey Mysterio was visibly upset after he undershot a springboard splash for the finish.
Finn Balor! Oh! Ray with the cover! The Mysterio!
Roman Reigns loves to bust out his signature dive for the big occasion. However, it went completely wrong in 2025, when the original Tribal Chief barely got any of it by overshooting the jump and barreling to the floor.
Roman Reigns gonna go all out over the top! Oh my goodness! Oh my God!
In the same match with Roman, Bronson Reed also had a mean landing to the floor. Thankfully, both men escaped injury on each dive, despite the nasty botches.
The hell are you thinking here? Oh my God! Oh no! Reed don't! To the suicide dive!
Given its increased risk, aerial offense presents a greater chance of going wrong. We've witnessed such instances numerous times during the biggest party of the summer, courtesy of some high-flying fails.
They're on, huh? Oh my! Oh, did you see that?
I just saved my life is what I did. I'm lucky. If you watch it, I'm lucky I didn't blow my knee out.
Dust now with Pillman, and it's Pillman! Pillman for the ride! Oh! What a ride! He came all the way down from the top! No! And Undertaker collapses. Concrete.
Damn looking for it all there. Jeff Hardy couldn't hold on any longer.
The will to survive.
Look out now.
He missed twice. This is even better. This is genius. And here's Kofi Kingston and Sin Cara. Oh, man. He taking his time, going up to the top rope. Check this out. McAfee looking for the Swanton Bambini. And now look at this. Nice from the top rope with a superplex.
Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero's ladder match in 2005 was chaotic crash and burn carnage, as various ladder spots went awry. And in some respects, these botches enhanced the drama, since it made the clash feel like one big demolition derby train wreck.
What the hell? And Rey Mysterio falls as well. How do you explain this? Guerrero, it's just like a damn car wreck.
A key moment in the bout was to see Vicky interfere to stop her husband Eddie winning custody of Rey's son Dominic per the stipulation. However, officials in the back told Vicky to wait because Mysterio was in too dangerous a position for her to go through with the spot. Eddie didn't know this, however, and was furious his wife was nowhere to be seen.
Mysterio's got a leg. Oh, and look at Eddie. Frustrated. frustrated.
Shawn Michaels also threw a tantrum back in '95 after failing to hang from and then subsequently unhook the Intercontinental title.
Goes down. Can he do it? Yes. No. He can't do it. Don't bring it back in. He's moving up now.
Shawn grabs the belt. Oh, I remember he's not afraid to lose it cool at that point in his life.
12 months on, and HBK was furious at Vader for not moving out of the way.
And Shawn changes gear in midair and lands right next to him and screams, "Move!" Kicks him. "Move, asshole," or "dumb or whatever.
There was heat on Charlotte in 2016 for how recklessly she dropped Sasha.
Oh, Charlotte now from the second rope. Sasha's in deep trouble here. Oh, look at that!
2 years later, Charlotte completely missed part of her moonsault on Becky Lynch, who went down anyway.
About to go airborne! Takes out everyone!
Now we've got botches that are more traditional in nature, moments where wrestlers are on different wavelengths in the ring, and things just can't seem to go right for whatever reason. Anything can happen, what can go wrong will go wrong. Feet don't fail me now, and all the cliches you can think of. Sit back and enjoy this blooper reel of blunders.
Look at this. Fatal mistake. Look here. Down he goes. Going for the slam on the foot. Oh, no. On the table.
As a nose tackle. Oh, look at that. And Goldust collapsing, trying to pin in his face.
Trying to get Val up, I think, in a pile driver. I'm not sure. Oh, it's another power bomb. Man, D'Lo dropped him.
Setting him up for an F5. An F5. Kurt Angle countered. Sure was a counter.
Not find out now. Batista's irate. King Booker. In trouble.
No countouts, but a knockout would win Sabu the championship. We're going a little extreme here. What the hell? And now Charlotte on the attack. Oh, man. And Sasha driving Cody into the corner.
Down the heaven to Gunther. Looking to capitalize. Crawls toward the cover. Shoulders down. What the hell?
One botch we'll single out is when Chyna interfered too early in Hunter Hearst Helmsley's cage match with Mankind in '97. The finish was to see Chyna drag Helmsley out through the door while Foley scaled the structure to win. However, the ninth wonder of the world jumped the gun and forgot that Mick had to jump off the cage before climbing up again for the finish.
He's trying to...
This meant Chyna awkwardly exited the ring,
He's trying to drag Helmsley.
only to re-enter once it was time.
Chyna's pulling Helmsley. Helmsley closer to the door. And Mankind wins.
Lyra Valkyria's no DQ encounter with Becky Lynch at SummerSlam 2025 was similar to our last entry in that other matches on the show also implemented multiple weapons.
It was very hard to come up with some unique ideas.
Knock the steps off.
Okay, we are using the box.
Right, okay, so maybe we don't do that.
This was their feud ender following a 4-month rivalry, so they wanted to close it out on a high.
I think I'd already lost the battle with that one before I went through the curtain. I just didn't switch on. I felt a lot of pressure. I'm always able to live in the moment, and for that match, I just couldn't.
Becky and Lyra had to get creative with their spots, but thinking outside the box using zip ties was ultimately their downfall. That's because Lyra became free from them at one point. She was nervous before the bout, so didn't think to improvise, believing the cameras could have missed the zips breaking. Therefore, Lyra put her hands back in position like nothing had happened.
Is she out of them?
Yes. There's still a
She gotta just fucking get out of them. They're loose. Then tell her just if they're off.
What if the cameras didn't catch that? If they missed that, then it's like she was zip tied a second ago and now she's not. Whereas if I slip them back on and hope the cameras didn't see it.
Once it was time to break free for real, Lyra had trouble removing the zip ties.
I couldn't get them off, so I had to crawl under the ring and get someone to cut them.
By the end, Lyra and Becky were deviating away from the match's script. The bout subsequently lasted 10 minutes longer than it was scheduled for. Neither woman was pleased with how things went.
I'm not exactly sure what's happening.
Fuck.
Sometimes it just doesn't go the way you see it in your head, and no one ever has the perfect streak, and you have to just get knocked down and get back up again. So got raw on Monday, I'm gonna have to just fucking get back up and be okay.
Despite Lynch's experience, having such a difficult match like that is still hard to take. The agents and wrestlers tried to comfort both talent, but there was no changing how badly they felt.
Oh, she's gonna be so mad when she comes back.
Sorry. It's not good enough.
So however I felt about the match, I guess the Unreal interview was a positive thing because it did show people just the struggles and the passion and how much and that's just not just me, that's everyone every week.
Mistakes don't just occur during the action, as we switch gears now to focus on some mic mishaps that occurred at SummerSlam down the years, including in a literal sense, where the microphone legitimately malfunctions.
When you stick your people in stick your nose, there are consequences. Special.
Lana appears to have invented her own word in 2014.
Shut up!
Even the fans aren't safe from mincing their words.
The British Bulldog's gonna win, whether he wants to or not.
I'm looking forward for Goldberg tonight, and I think Goldberg's gonna win because he's undefeated.
And of course, you can't have any verbal botches without featuring moments from the broadcast team.
Gentlemen, as you know, the Ultimate Warrior. Fuck it. Damn it, who put that up? Is that $200 an hour?
You know, that was a pre-taped interview, and that was tape number 1. And the tape guy was supposed to cue up tape number 5.
Tell us exactly what you think about this. It's wonderful. Well, there you go. He's a little bit speechless and almost out of words.
WWE Hall of Famer Booker King.
Booker King? What?
Oh, but yeah.
You have him. You've got him. Yeah, you want Brock, you've got him.
Lillian Garcia royally screwed up in 2009 when she announced Randy Orton was the new WWE champion. In reality, the Viper had retained the title after getting himself intentionally disqualified.
Hey! What was that? What?
You could hear the fans get audibly excited when Lillian says new WWE champion, since the crowd think John had won it.
Here is your winner, and the new WWE champion, Randy Orton.
Well, wait a minute. Randy Orton retains the title.
Garcia likely wasn't told about this spot until right before it happened, hence why she panicked. And finally, the commentators have had their fair share of blunders at SummerSlam.
Wembley Arena is going nuts. I mean, Wembley Stadium. I don't know where I am.
And no, looking for a moonsault-like maneuver.
And out. Oh, wow. Double DDT. It's Cesaro set to take on Cesaro one-on-one. Oh, my gosh. Sheamus on the ring post. Look! Uses the top rope with the springboard. Right now, look how she pins Charlotte. She uses her other arm to pin Charlotte. Shoulders are down, hook the leg, and she was able to win the women's championship.
We can have a new champion here.
The challenger is in trouble. Look at Lorcan. He's reaching out for that bottom rope. And Punk, a 3-time world champion. Much like they stood toe-to-toe as the final 2 men in this year's Royal Rumble. 2 of the final 3.
Let's continue with more botches that took place outside the ring.
Bulldog, go! Come on!
Did you see what Edge did, King? I heard what you said there.
Lord, get rid of Rowan! Big E just caught Harper! Oh my God!
Maybe Sonya Deville drove Mandy to this.
I mean, let's not get caught up in semantics, Cole.
Oh my God. Well, Brock's not going to like that.
In 2003, Triple H could be seen handing a blade to Ric Flair, so Goldberg can appear busted open.
Well, what is Flair doing? None of us are going to see Bill Goldberg again.
This was not long after Bill fell and nearly hit the deck during his entrance. A year later, and it was The Undertaker who slipped in a rare moment of weakness from the mythical Phenom.
The opponent's chief of staff brought the title into the ring. The blood on the hood.
Kurt Angle's delayed pyro in 2005 made for an awkward moment.
Kurt Angle.
Neville had trouble with his entrance in 2015 due to an unruly cape. Also in 2015, Roman Reigns was downselling on the outside for so long that the crowd started up a funny chant. And check out Dean Ambrose nearly sending himself into the crowd with this delayed sell in 2016.
Oh, there it is. Super kick on the outside.
In 2025, musician Jelly Roll was naturally nervous about taking a frog splash through the announce table from Logan Paul. The problem was that the camera caught Jelly shimmying into position and waiting to be hit.
Climbing to the top! Toasted Sublime! And a splash through Jelly Roll!
Next, we'll look at SummerSlam moments that had fans saying WTF.
It's the Ultimate Warrior! One man!
Leans over the rope too far and completely does a flip and hooks his knee brace and is hanging upside down by one leg, completely stuck.
Rey Mysterio not sucking off anybody. Oh, man, 400 pounds.
Oh, my goodness, he just left a skid mark on that boy. What the hell? That's my big homie. Better situation for Jason Jordan to begin to rub.
Hardy's and Jordan in control. What is... And Rey to the spear! To the champion! Here's the cover! Hook for the leg! Or you see Kofi's parents, or his family, his kids, his wife at ringside. Holy shit!
Some crazy examples include obscene gestures.
Oh my God! What a brave man! Taxi's launched up.
Yeah, but it's different when you're in a match, right?
It's even more different because there is the factor.
Or how about when fans rush in?
Shawn Michaels on his way! Being held here! Where's some security? He's gonna need it!
WWE's cameramen more than earn their money, that's for sure.
No!
And Rey's just dumped right into our cameraman over there.
Brock Lesnar nearly suffered a wardrobe malfunction in 2023 when his shorts tore open and were hanging off by the end of the match.
Crossroads!
We'll close things out on a more serious note, as we detail several injuries that have occurred at SummerSlam over the years, starting in 2008, where CM Punk got cut open after crashing heads with JBL, who himself was knocked loopy following the collision.
And JBL, he's going for it, King! Watch the attack!
This is where...
Oh, right there. Oh, yeah, right there. Look at that.
I remember some specifics. I do remember bashing heads, and I remember being surprised that he bashed open, but I lost all feeling in my arm. I remember telling him I lost all feeling in my left side, and it came back right away. And it was something happened. I hit a nerve or something, and it just went away right quick. And it wasn't painful. Just I didn't have any feeling.
Later in the show, John Cena herniated a disc in his back after being hit with the Batista bomb in midair. This forced Cena to miss 3 months of action.
What's Cena got in mind here?
He's flying! Wait for the leg drop! And Batista countered with a powerbomb!
Cena suffered a severely herniated disc in his neck.
Randy Orton suffered a head injury after being busted open at the hands of Brock Lesnar in 2016.
Just bare bones trying to bust up your opponent. That's look at this. Look at this. Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Kurt Angle getting knocked out in 2000 forced the main event to change on the fly.
The table gave it too early. My head hit the concrete floor.
Oh, God. Oh,
my hands
God.
were behind my back. I was on Loopy Street. Look, I start trying to get up, and Hunter's going to pull me back down. Triple H was trying to get my attention. He said I was snoring.
Angle later came back out, but couldn't remember anything and had to be guided by everyone else involved in the bout.
There was no way that I could remember that whole entire match in my condition. And it's amazing how well they covered up for me. I was just remembering whatever she told me. Then she looked at me and said, pull him out. So I pulled him out. She looked at me again and said, throw him into the steps.
I go to punch him. Steph's behind him. I got to punch, but he's got to duck the punch. And I'm going to hit Steph. And, like, he can see me rearing up, but he's just looking at me. Like, I know he is not ducking. I grab him by the neck, and I pull him out of the way, you know.
If Michael plays the game, we got a new champion.
And Earl kept yelling stuff. And finally, I remember looking right up at Earl and going, Earl, off. This is my match. If they don't like it, off.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's career-altering neck injury in '97 meant he had to change his in-ring style from technician to a brawler. The rattlesnake got hurt again a year later when the Undertaker's skull inadvertently smacked off Austin's head.
Oh, Undertaker lowered the head.
And I was laying on my back looking up at Earl in the lights. And I said, where am I? Earl started laughing. It was on pay-per-view. He goes, damn, boy. He goes, you in the garden.
In 2016, Finn Balor had to relinquish the Universal Championship almost as soon as he won it after dislocating his shoulder. This kept him out of the ring for 8 months.
Finn is now driven into the barricade.
Have you watched back winning the Universal Championship?
No.
You've never watched that match?
No, and you know what? I get like tagged in tweets like daily of like that spot, and like I'll like scroll away before I hit the wall. Like I don't like seeing it.
And lastly, Becky Lynch's shoulder got separated at SummerSlam 2022, which meant she was out for 4 months.
The explosive ability of Bianca Belair on display. Oh, shoulder first.
Maybe I dislocated it. Maybe it'll click back into place. And then by the end of the match, I was like, I'm out. I'm going to be out for a little while. One, adrenaline carries you through. And then the fact that you've got, like over 40,000 people there watching you. You have millions of people watching at home. You love this and you want to perform to the best of your ability. So you're like, well, can't be any worse, so let me just go through it. And the hardest part was knowing that I'm going to miss the first pay-per-view in the UK in however long. And so that was the realization that frick.
Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our similar video on backstage SummerSlam stories WWE never wanted you to know. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.